This episode is sponsored by ShipStation. Find out how to get a free trial at the end. Welcome back. I'm thrilled to have you here because we've got a super cool project, and that is a man catcher. It is a tool that was used to hook onto somebody, catch them by the neck or by the thigh, pull them off the horse, and safely and efficiently kidnap them. There are 3 phenomenal videos you should check out about the man catcher by Shadiversity, I Did a Thing, and Praveen Mohan. Right now the forge is heating up, so I'm going to do a little bit of design work. So here's our drawing to scale. We've got 5 spikes. We have a handle bit that's riveted on. The place we're going to start with this project is this corner. We need 2 of these little pieces that get pushed through this hole as a guide pin and stop this lever getting sprung too far out. It is effectively a rivet with a tenon that then gets riveted. And so to make a rivet, we're going to need a monkey tool.
Tell you what, in all my years of making rivets, I've never had rivets come out of the monkey tool the first time the monkey tool is used. It usually takes that monkey tool getting worn down a little bit. I drilled the hole 1/2 mil oversize. That seems to be helping. So by angling my piece on the hot cut, I'm actually turning the hot cut into the effect of a butcher, which creates this 90-degree shoulder on one side and a very long sloping shoulder on another. And this is very helpful for making tenons, which is exactly what we're trying to do here. So we want that square shoulder up here, and then this here we're going to forge down to about 6 millimeters round. While those pieces cool down, it's now onto these lever arms. We're going to take a little bit of 1/4 25 by 6 millimeter flat bar. So with these 2 pieces cooling down, it is now time for us to think about the spring. This is going to be potentially one of the hardest parts of the whole thing, because you never know whether it is that you have to bring a jacket with you or whether you can go out in a t-shirt. The weather changes just like that. It's a really strange time of year, and just like it's a strange time of year, this is going to be one of the hardest components to make, because a spring is just the type of thing that needs engineering, consideration, and forethought. But since we've got a whole 1.5 feet of this pallet strap right here, we can just cut some bits off and see what happens. That scared the bloody boots off of me. So there's spring number 1. Now it doesn't have a lot of bend to it, it's quite stiff. So I thought to myself, what if we try taking a little bit of TIG wire, making a little mousetrap spring, and by goodness, look at this. Frick! The stress is distributed over such a long amount of metal, it springs back to right where it was. It's frickin' cool. Even though this is TIG wire, we should achieve some extra hardness by quenching it when it's hot. And this is the moment of truth. In its final form, will it work? We need it to bend about that much. And it didn't return to its full shape. It actually bent. If we can maybe fix that by having more loops in the spring. If I had piano wire, which if I recall correctly is the term that's used for spring steel wire, this would be fine. This would probably work a treat. I don't. I have TIG welding wire. See how this one goes? Pinch it shut. Let it open. Not ideal. I'm a little bit worried because I can tell that it's about at the point where it's going to start deforming. It might be fine, but it might not last a very long time. Regardless, we're going to make another one because if we try and make a perfect man catcher, we will never be able to catch the man. Alright, so we've got the last spring made, and what I'm now going to move on to is drilling the holes in these little flappy bits here. These are arms. Now this is going to be tricky because it's not a forge welded homogeneous section. It is a bit of rolled flat bar, and so there is a crack running straight down the middle. And the reason I want to drill these holes now is we're going to be building the rest of this whole contraption to suit these parts. And if drilling the hole through this crack doesn't work, I'm going to need to make new parts, and I want to make the new parts before I make the new parts to fit the new old parts. So we're going to go to the mill and drill our pivot holes. Hey, that actually works great. I think I might need to adjust my design because right now it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to let a human neck through, but if I cut these any shorter, when they're out like that, the human neck might get out. So I got to do a little bit of fiddling, work out if it needs adjusting or not. So it's looking like I'm actually going to change the position about an inch further inwards. So this angle is going to change to that. And I'm hopeful that that improves the mechanics. And so now I'm going to work on the nails. These adorable little prongs of cuteness. So I've just made up two monkey tools, one with a 6mm hole for this shank, another with an 11mm hole. And the idea is we shove this in. The bottom monkey tool forges a right angle shoulder on the tenon. The top monkey tool pulls down a little bit of material so that we have the ability to back this while we eventually rivet the other side of the tenon through the final man catcher. It's working! Oh yes! Brillante, as the French say. That worked a treat! Much success. It's a rare thing. It's a very rare thing in this workshop. Here's where we're at. Next thing to forge is the hoop itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all we've got time for today, but in a few days we'll have part 2 out. See you then. Let's thank our sponsor. This episode has been sponsored by ShipStation, which is a world leader in web-based e-commerce order fulfillment software. It means if you run a business, you likely need to take orders and then ship the orders out to people. That can involve handwriting labels, having to copy and paste addresses, and having to go to the post office yourself to drop them off. Now that's where ShipStation comes in. It integrates with an insane amount of online e-commerce solutions and populates all your orders into one place so that your fulfillment team, or if it's just you, can simply open up one ShipStation tab and easily and effortlessly create labels to ship your
products. With ShipStation's powerful automation, you can make shipping a one-click operation. Furthermore, you can ship for less because with ShipStation you get access to the shipping rates that usually only Fortune 500 companies get. 98% of companies that use ShipStation for a year keep using it as long as they're in business because they see how helpful it is, and we use it every single day at the Alec Steele Co. So please, I implore you, get a 60-day free trial at shipstation.com/forge. There's a link in my description below, and see just how helpful having systems and processes like this are in your company. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.